This video is the fifth installment of Riverside Conservancy's 2020 series spotlighting restoration efforts in the Indian River Lagoon. Today we travel to Indian River County, where Parks and Conservation Resources Associate Director Beth Powell shares how the county is preserving a historic site and utilizing wetland restoration to conserve the habitat and heritage of the region. Here at 7770 Jungle Trail in Vero Beach, Florida, Beth tells us the story of Jungle Trail and the historical sites it connects. This project is restoring a 4-acre salt marsh and replanting the shoreline along the Indian River Lagoon. Additionally, the county is restoring the historic Jones fruit stand and homestead, which became the birthplace of Indian River citrus that is widely known today. The Jones site is an interpretive educational anchor that will connect the ecology and restoration of the area with the concept that resilience planning can incorporate historic preservation and promote clean water and healthy habitats in the Indian River Lagoon. By embracing the history of the area, Indian River County has created a plan for restoration, ecotourism, and education that other areas can use as a model to promote healthy habitats in the Indian River Lagoon.
My name is Beth Powell. I'm the Assistant Director of Parks and Conservation Resources for Indian River County, and we would like to welcome you to the Jones Pier Conservation Area. The Jones Pier is a historic homestead that's located on Jungle Trail, which is a historic road. It's one of the first roads that were on the barrier island in Indian River County. And this was actually a small little path that went from home to home when people were here, and they were doing homestead gardens, and they were actually had docks and fisheries that they were doing. So there was no bridge at the time. And so people would boat from place to place, but to get from home to home, they used this historic road. The road, Jungle Trail, is actually on the National Register of Historic Places, which is a rare designation, and so that makes this spot exceptionally special. Jones Pier is located on the barrier island, and that island is called Orchid Island in Indian River County. And historically, Indian River County didn't exist. It was part of St. Lucie and Brevard County, right? So sometimes people will call this North Hutchinson Island, but it's actually called Orchid Island. And the name comes from all of the orchids that were laid in all the massive oak trees in the Maritime Hammock when people came to visit here. So we are south of Pelican Island National Wildlife Refuge, which is really close to the Sebastian Inlet. And we're about midway, I would say, from Sebastian Inlet to the Fort Pierce Inlet. So we have a variety of different species that will be planted. And this, even though you can't quite see it from here, is actually a lot of different topography. There's deep areas in this wetland, and then there's really shallow areas. So based on the water depth, the plants that we put in will spread and migrate and fill in those gaps. And then some of the open water areas is where we expect to see a lot of the turbidity to settle out, so that it'll kind of like these deeper ponds where those, the turbid water can settle out. And then the plants will be uptaking the nutrients from the lagoon water. The excavator driving around, digging out each cell, each area, and all of the elevations in here are specific elevations. So, and that was all designed so that certain plants will grow in certain places, performing certain ecological functions. We feel like the project site itself will be used by local people, folks that actually live on the lagoon. And the more that we can educate them about the issues that are facing the lagoon, the habitat conditions that are degraded or that we're losing, the more we can get them to buy in, because it's literally in their backyard, right? It's going to be I'm hoping the opposite of a NIMBY. Like, absolutely bring it to my backyard. I want to see what's happening. I want to learn. Cost of the project right now is right around $1.7 million. So that includes everything from the public use improvements like the walking trails and the parking lot and the boardwalks, but it also includes really expensive infrastructure like the culverts and also the screw pump that actually will make the system operate. We also have quite a bit of money in plantings. So this entire 4-acre salt marsh will be planted. These folks now, they're so engaged, not because they're directly affected by the project, but because they also live on the lagoon. They pay taxes, right? I mean, a lot of these homes, they're paying a lot in their taxes. They want to see their taxes going to a good purpose. And the fact that our county commission has dedicated money to the Indian River Lagoon is really significant. The fact that all of our counties are working together with the Lagoon Council, that brings power. So instead of just individually working toward cleaning up the lagoon, we're working with partners, we're working together. And when we explain those dynamics to folks that might not otherwise know that that's happening, they start to understand the importance of their involvement as well.
Riverside Conservancy thanks the Indian River Lagoon National Estuary Program for funding this video series. Please help us continue the educational effort by becoming a member at www.riversideconservancy.org.